But this child came. He came to usher in salvation to the world. Salvation to the world. Wow. He ushered in salvation to the world. And as I was reading the story, and the thing that come to my mind as I was reading this story just a few weeks ago, the thing that came to my mind was, wow, there's Zechariah and Elizabeth. They couldn't have children. All of a sudden, she has a miracle child. She has this miracle child, and then the angel shares with her how he's going to usher in. He's going to usher in salvation to humanity through this child. And I began to think, I said, you know, in the whole scheme of things, John the Baptist had that opportunity to usher in Jesus. To usher in Jesus. We've all, or many of you, I actually played it one Sunday, how the speech that Steve Harvey, the comedian, gave that time about if I could usher in the second coming of Christ, and he goes through that big spiel, and then he drops the mic, and it was great. It was great. But John comes in. He's got clothes made of camel skin. He's got a leather belt on, pocket full of grasshoppers, and a bag of honey. It doesn't seem like the right person, does it? It doesn't seem like the right person to usher in the King as we know him. King Jesus, does it? But you know, as I began to ponder that thing, that he was coming to make a way for us to have that relationship with God, that first coming, that first entrance of God into heaven in the form of a baby on that first Christmas morning, I would say John the Baptist was probably proud that he had that opportunity. So how does that tie us into the church today? How does that tie into the church today? I believe, and I use it for a bottom line, and I'm going to jump to it so I can talk about that for just a minute. I believe that John the Baptist, he ushered in salvation, but we, the church, have the privilege, not only the privilege, but the responsibility of ushering in his second coming. We do. Just as John the Baptist had that opportunity, folks, we have that opportunity to usher in the second coming. But you know the problem is, a lot of us are a lot like Zechariah. We just don't have faith that God can use us in that capacity, do we? We just don't have faith to believe it. I mean, Zechariah was trying to give excuse. Well, we're too old. But how many times do we give excuses? God, over and over and over again, he challenges and he taps our shoulder that he wants to give us an opportunity to be a small part of something great and big and magnificent that he wants to do in the lives of people around us. But yet we look within ourselves and say, well, I can't do that. I can't talk in front of people. I can't get up and sing. There's no way I could do that. I couldn't teach a class. I couldn't do that. Listen, I understand not everybody's cut out for that. God didn't gift a lot of people to do these things. But he gave you a gift and a talent to use for his glory, because he gave you part of the responsibility, if you belong to him, to usher in the second coming. And folks, as I say over and over from this pulpit, there's people we love and we love dearly who's going to miss out. Who's going to miss out. Why? Because we look within and we didn't have the confidence and the faith to trust God to be that person that would lead them to Christ and a saving knowledge of Christ. Folks, we have the opportunity. We are kind of labeled the next John the Baptist, basically, because not that we're going to be able to usher in the salvation, but we'll be able to usher in the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords.